Something I didn't realize until it was time to realize was that oftentimes I would be holding parts of myself back. Where am I looking to the most? And can you ever always be here? Bum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum ba bum ba bum ah bum ba bum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba 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 bum ba bum ba 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 bum bum ba ba bum ba 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 boom boom. Hello, you spicy human, you cheeky monkey, and welcome to our conversation today at Grace-Led Leaders. My question to start us off is this: who must you be connected with? Who must you be connected with? Something I didn't realize until it was time to realize was that oftentimes I would be holding parts of myself back. I would not fully be going for things. I would be convoluting my truth out of fear of disconnection. Did you hear that? There's like a thunder that just went when I said that. You've been. Anyways, so I felt like there was somebody I had to be connected with. And because of that, pull is not the right word, that pressure that I felt to feel connected with this person, keyword feeling connected, because there's actually a really interesting nuance between being connected and feeling connected. And so for me, in my experience, it was that feeling of connection. Hey, I can't do this because then I won't feel connected to this person. I have to go to do this, otherwise I won't feel connected to this person. I better not say that, otherwise I won't feel connected to this person. Because ultimately, I would say my struggle, and I know that this is not uncommon, is this tension between freedom and connection. I want to have the freedom to be who I want to be, say what I want to say, do what I want to do, and be my authentic self and chase my dreams. But I also want to feel connected and close with someone and some people. And I want to feel the sense of belonging and community and that people get me now. And so there's this pull this way to connection and there's this pull this way to freedom. And what's fascinating is that when I'm all in freedom and I'm like, I'm yearning for that connection. And when I'm all in connection, I'm yearning for that freedom. And it's almost like God has created this dance, this tension, even our little friend, if you remember from last time, our little friend over here, Eleanor Talila, the bug, is moving from one side to the other. There's this dance, there's this wave, there's this tension of where am I looking to the most? Am I looking for that connection right now? And where is here? Where is here? And can you ever always be here? Because this concept of being home, we also talked about in a former conversation. Go check it out. We'll link it somewhere. This dynamic, this relationship, this tension, this polarity, this juicy amalgamation, this link, this bridge between connection and freedom is never static. It is continuously changing. Ayo! And how much craziness you think I feel because of that continuous change? For example, I remember there were times where I would enter a new romantic relationship and I'd be so excited. We'd be texting each other, I feel giddy, I was telling everybody, I could feel the flutter in my footsteps. And then I was like, oh, but I actually disagree with this thing. and I didn't want to feel disconnected. So I didn't speak my truth, or I said okay to something that I wasn't actually okay with, or etc., etc. People call this people pleasing, right? And what's fascinating is the more I felt connected to that person, or I'm going to say it straight actually, the more I felt attached to that person, as if my identity, my reality, my world could not be without them, then the less freedom I felt, because I felt I was now dependent on this person. What? And so, is this true? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think every woman I've been in a relationship with, I was like, oh, she's the one. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been in a relationship with them. Is that true? Nah, my first girlfriend was a bit different. I didn't think she's the one straight away. Later I did. But what I'm saying is, somehow my brain created the story that without this person, this specific person, the rest of my life would and don't get me wrong, when there was a breakup, it felt like the rest of my life. But as I am calling in my wife, the mother of my children, as I feel her coming closer and closer, and as I hear my daughter starting to speak to me, I wonder, where have I grown in my capacity to be able to swim with this current? And where have you grown? What has been your relationship, my friend? How has your experience been of having a deep sense of connection and wanting to feel connected to a person, and also having a deep sense of being your own person and being an individual? Where have you soared in that relationship? And where have you struggled? Where have you found yourself opening? Where have you found yourself overgiving? Where have you found yourself closing off? I wish I had a mug. It feels more homely, right? Nervous laughter. So, maybe a great analogy is this. So if you can imagine our souls as a cup, right? When we expand our souls, when we expand our consciousness, when we expand our awareness, actually, I'll be right back. Can we keep the video filming, please? Keep the video filming. Thank you. We don't have to edit this. Let's just see how heavy this is. Oh, this is not heavy at all. Alrighty. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is a pot here that's in the studio. Hopefully you can see it. Brian, can they see it? Great. Thank you, Brian. Champion behind the camera here at Lighthouse Studios in Bali. Highly recommend. Monty is a cool guy too. Thanks, Hans, for the recommendation. Okay, so this is unplanned, but so is life. So imagine, right, we're over here, and this is our capacity for being able to enjoy and hold and be a container, right, for the juice of connection. And don't worry, Brian, I'm not going to. And be a juice of freedom, right? And so what's interesting is our capacity. Do we have this much capacity for being a container of freedom and connection? Do we have this much, or do we have this much? You know what's interesting? The juice is kind of the same. Whether it's the juice of freedom and connection here, the juice of freedom and connection here, or the juice of freedom and connection here, it's all the same juice. However, Brian, could you take a quick photo with your phone, please? This would be cool to put on social media. People will be like, oh my God, what's happening? Now, whether it's this level, or this level, it's the same juice, but what's happening is two things. First, the depth of juice that you get. Oh, there's something in that. That's okay. Yeah. the depth of juice that you get to enjoy deepens. See how it's deeper from here and then it's deeper here? That's the first thing. And what's fascinating, I don't have a metaphor to explain this, but the quality of the sound of the juice, I know juice doesn't have a sound, but you know what I mean, right? So you get a different sound, you get a different quality of that juice as well. You find that your ability to enjoy the sound, you get more options and you get more breath. This is here. What happens is when you elevate your own self, then what happens is your capacity as a container to experience deeper depths of freedom and deeper depths of connection deepens, number one. And number two, you're able to have a more ecstatic experience as more expressions of freedom and more expressions of connection become your normal. So you get greater range. I don't know if you can pick that up, but what's happening over here, if you can't pick it up, is that over here you have a couple of different sound options over here at this level. Over here you have a couple more, you have a medium, but over here you have even more options of sound and your ability to play. And if we think about as a child, you want to be in a playground where you can play all these different games. And this way you're able to learn what games that you love in this moment, what games you love in that moment, and so on and so forth. So this is a great metaphor of thinking about, it's not that I'm in the same place again. It's not that it's not that. It's not that you feel like you're in the same place again and you feel like you're just in this knot that keeps repeating itself and you keep going again and again and again and again and again and again. No. What's really happening, my friend, is that it might feel like it's the same juice because it is, but what's happening is that you are upgrading your container. You're going from this to this. And even though it is the same juice, you now have a deeper depth of the juice and you're able to have more fun with the juice as the variety of expressions that you're able to experience becomes tastier, which is what you want, right? And so this is just a really, is it long-winded? No, what is it? It's a experiential way for me to convey and communicate to you this idea that if you feel like in your business you are just repeating the same loops, if you feel like in your romance you're repeating the same loops, in your personal life, in your art, in your poetry, in your sport, in your health, in your spirituality, in whichever area of life you feel like, oh my gosh, are we here again? And yes, I'm talking to myself as I'm talking this. If you feel like I'm here again, then perhaps, maybe, just maybe, this was the sign that you need to stop thinking of it as the same thing all over again and you're just tying your tummy in a knot, but instead ask yourself now, where have you deepened your container and what are the different expressions you get to enjoy now that you didn't get to enjoy back then? Again, where have you deepened your container? And number two, what are the different expressions that you get to enjoy now that you didn't get to enjoy back then? Because here's the thing, right? I've now spoken in 16 countries around the world, but I remember when I had spoken in one. Make sense? I've now been speaking for over 10 years. I remember when I had spoken for no more than 10 months. It's the same juice, but there's a different depth. Make sense? Whether I was in relationship 1, I've now been in 6 relationships, right? And I'm about to enter my 7th. She's here. I can feel her. It's the same ingredients of the juice. The juice has the ingredients of freedom. The juice has the ingredients of connection. It's just that now I'm able to have it at a deeper container. Can you see this, Brian? We've gone from me, and this is about me, by the way, right? My partners have had their own experience, and so this is about you. Let's not blame and shame and claim. This is about us. What has been your container? Where is it now? And who are you becoming? What did you learn between here and here? What did you enjoy? What broke your heart and what opened it? What can you be thankful for looking back? And who are you becoming? What's evolving in your relationship with freedom? What's evolving in your relationship with connection? What are the nuances? What are the subtleties? What are the small distinctions that you are able to tell? I think yesterday I watched a video, like a short video from a former pilot that said like a 2-degree difference in orientation or direction can end you up in a whole different destination, right? So what are the nuances that you're wrestling in right now? What are the small distinctions that life is inviting you to embrace, inviting you to open up to, inviting you to allow in, inviting you to integrate, inviting you to learn, inviting you to grow, inviting you to evolve? So, from my heart to yours, my friend, let's not be so hard on ourselves, hey? What if just for today, just today, let's try an experiment. For the next 24 hours, what if the next time we saw ourselves thinking, this again, or have I really progressed? What if instead we dig a bit deeper into my notes? Lol. What if we dig a bit deeper and ask ourselves, what is the distinction that life is inviting us to experience? What is the distinction that life is inviting us to experience? I'm really enjoying creating these videos, and yeah, I can't wait for what is to come. I love you.